Biodiversity refers to every living thing including plants, bacteria, animals, and humans. In biodiversity is about of living organism that has different species. To simplify, from word itself bio means life, then diversity means a variety. Effects of biodiversity in terms of economic, raw materials for consumption and production. In economic, biodiversity has contributed in economic because it's essential for agriculture, forestry, and fisheries product, as well as for healthy natural hydrological cycle, fertile soil, a balanced environment, and variety for other ecological services. In recreation, pursuits rely on our unique biodiversity. In most countries, outdoor it has effect on recreation because large segments of the population people enjoy getting closer to nature, whether it is rivers, trees, mountains, and combination of habitats. Environmental characteristics such as species role in nature-based recreation, which involves encounters with the enjoyment of the natural environment. And the next one is ecological life support. Supply oxygen, clean air, and water, etc. In cultural life support, the effect of biodiversity in ecological life support are influenced by both climate change, which causes a rapid loss of biodiversity and extinctions of species and local population due to increased greenhouse gases, aerosols, and loss of land covers and biological diversity. In cultural, culture is closely connected to biodiversity through the expressions of identity. In cultural is the cultural significance of biological diversity protection for current and future generation is a compelling argument to protect it now, since how cultures co-evolve with their surroundings. Biological diversity conservation is also important for cultural identity. In scientific understand the natural world and its origin. Specific biodiversity is biodiversity in science. I talking all of the animals, plants, and other things existing in nature and now not made or caused by people.
Why is environmental health important? Environmental health is a key part of any comprehensive public health system. The field works to advance policies and programs to reduce chemical and other environmental exposures in air, water, soil, and food to protect people and provide communities with healthier environments. It is very important, and it effectively means that if we have a healthy environment, it leads to a healthy people. We, people, interact with the environment constantly where it affects our everyday lives. Environment may either benefit us or harm us. It depends on where or what kind of environment we are in. Having a healthy environment makes our lives more safe and comfortable. For example, having a clean air improves people's health. How? We breathe less polluted air or free from pollution, wherein it causes less damage to someone's health. Because we all know that pollution from the environment may cause us problems or diseases such as respiratory diseases and many more. And we have the next, to increase quality of life and years of healthy life. So we have the examples: clean air, nutritious food, safe living environment, clean drinking water. Nutritious food. Eating nutritious food helping you to stay strong and healthy. Clean water. Having a clean water and sanitation means being able to prevent exposure to various diseases that could result to death. And when it comes to having a clean water in our surroundings, such as rivers, is a great help in maintaining a safe environment. It also makes the surroundings more fresh. Therefore, a clean water helps people and environment better. In clean air, it is good for our digestive system. And of course, if we have a clean air in our environment or surroundings, it gives to us more energy. So we have the safe living environment. So it starts with ourselves. People must be disciplined enough to avoid throwing waste everywhere, to avoid cutting trees in exchange of building constructions, and starts practicing the trees, namely reuse, recycle, and reduce, which give us a lot of benefits. So having a healthy environment means living a happy life away from dangers.
Water, they say, is life, and indeed, they were right, for about 70% of the earth is water, which has undeniably become one of our greatest resources, and our main sources are rivers, lakes, and groundwater reservoirs. Water pollution is a major problem in our country due to population growth, urbanization, agriculture, and industrialization have all reduced water quality in the Philippines, of course because water is essential for food production. According to WEPA, or Water Environment Partnership in Asia, the effect of water pollution in the Philippines costs approximately $1.3 billion annually, and the government continues to try to clean up the problem by implementing fines to polluters as well as environmental taxes, but many problems have not been addressed. And according to government monitoring data, up to 58% of the groundwater tested was contaminated with coliform that causes chronic diarrhea, and approximately one-third of illnesses monitored during a 5 year period were caused by waterborne sources. In addition to this, during dry season, many areas experience water shortages, like the water crisis in Manila. The water crisis in Metro Manila, Philippines is the ongoing crisis that affected most of the households with a water interruption. The crisis usually occurs in dry season from March to May. Water pollution is a harmful substances contaminate bodies of water, resulting in a dangerous, toxic environment. The water pollution in the Philippines is mostly wastewater from the following sources. We have here number 1, the industrial. The types of industrial waste generated include cafeteria garbage, dirt and gravel, masonry and concrete, scrap metals, trash, oil, solvents, chemicals, weed, grass and trees, wood and scrap lumber, and similar wastes. And number 2, we have here the agricultural. Agricultural wastewater is primarily the excess water that runs off the field at the low end of furrows, border strips, basins, and flooded areas during surface irrigation. And number 3, we have here the domestic sewage. It comes from the toilets, sinks, showers, washing machine, and industrial processes. And we have here the other sources like oil, mine or chemical spills, and illegal dumping in or near water.
The disadvantage and this the disadvantage and advantages of water pollution. One is the unsafe and drinking water because hindi ito maganda sa kalusugan ng taon lamang, sa tao kahit sa mga hayop basta. The disadvantage and advantages of water pollution. 1. Unsafe and drinking water. Disadvantages: when waters run dry, people can get enough to drink. Save the advantage: safe drinking water is essential in life. Bacterial, viruses, and pollutants can affect the water. And contaminated recreational water. Disadvantages is yung mga kanal na water polluted na di mabubuhay ang mga isda, kaya pati dito ang mga lamok. Ang advantages nito ay can have substantial benefits to health. Number 2, mosquitoes, ticks, and other vectors. Ang advantages nito ay ang pagkakaluntad sa mga ticks at lamok ay nag-iisang pinakamahalagang panganib ng kadahilanan para sa umusbong ng mga sakit na dala ng vector. At ang pagpapakilala ng mga vectors sa mga bagong geographic na lugar ay naging pangunahing dahilan ng paglitaw ng mga sakit na ito. At ang advantage nito ay ang nagpapatibay ng katibayan ngayon ay nagpapahiwatig na ang pagbabago ng klima ay tumutulong sa geographic na pagpapalawak ng lamok at mga vectors ng kahalagahan ng pampublikong kalusugan. Industrial. Advantage: water from manufacturing or chemical processes industries contributes to the water pollution. Wastewater usually contains specific and readily identifiable chemical compounds. Disadvantages: industrialization was the case in farming method. Agriculture. Advantage: cause and victim of water pollution, but change if possible. Agriculture, which accounts for 70% of water. Diagnose, prediction, and monitoring are key requirements. Disadvantage is potential for disease transmission if proper food and environmental safety precautions are in not place. number 4 is the domestic sewage. The disadvantage in the specific complementation process ay ang mga individual kung mayroong isang pribadong buhay at isang sistema na dumi sa alkantarilya. At ang advantage naman nito ay pamamahala sa basura ng kalinisan ay isang pag-aalala mula noong pinakamaagang naayos na mga sibilisasyon. Resources. Advantage, used to their maximum potential, keeping projects on time and on budget. Disadvantage, non-renewable resources are only available in certain parts of the world.
The Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004, Republic Act Number 9275, aims to protect the country's water bodies from pollution from land-based sources. It provides for a comprehensive and integrated strategy to prevent and minimize pollution through a multi-sectoral and participatory approach. So, when we talk about Republic Act Number 9275, the Clean Water Act aims to prevent, reduce, and eliminate pollution in the nation's water in order to restore and maintain the chemical, physical, and biological integrity of the nation's water. So, for the solution, we all know that water pollution is one of the main environmental issues that we are facing. So, how we can solve water pollution? How water pollution be prevented? So, first, plastic waste reduction. 80% of plastic in our oceans is from land sources. In order to reduce the amount of plastic entering our oceans, we need to both reduce our use of plastic globally and to improve plastic waste management. If you can use a few plastic items as possible, you are helping the environment. So, isang halimbawa dito is yung paggamit natin ngayon ng paper bags. Kung mapapansin natin, kapag pupunta tayo sa market, hindi na sila gaano gumagamit ng plastic. Another example is yung sa mga used bottle na nagagamit natin. Instead na itapon lang kung saan-saan, di ba mas maganda na i-recycle natin para mas magamit pa natin? The next one is air pollution prevention. Air pollution has a direct impact on water's contamination, as 25% of human-induced CO2 emissions are absorbed by oceans and threaten marine life and corals. Preventing air pollution is the best way to prevent this from happening. Next is stormwater management. Stormwater management is the effort to reduce the amount of runoff or rainwater. The another one is wastewater treatment. Wastewater treatment consists of removing pollutants from wastewater through a physical, chemical, or biological process. The more efficient these processes are, the cleaner the water becomes. And last one, diseases can be reduced by improving water's quality and sanitation and increasing access to adequate water and sanitation facilities.